Hi, Kurt Shaver, Chief Sales Officer with Vengreso, with a quick overview of a LinkedIn Sales Navigator usage report analysis. First, a little background. They had 311 salespeople that were using LinkedIn Sales Navigator. They had it for over 2 years, and LinkedIn had already completed its free product training a long time ago. So how were they doing? Well, if we look at the report from last year, actually 13 months here, 13 months of data, we can see that there are almost 400 total days, and half of the people with these Sales Navigator licenses, only half logged in than half of the possible days. So right off the bat, we can see usage isn't great. Then we looked at one of the key features of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. That's the ability to save a small amount of leads so that you can separate the signal from the noise that comes across the homepage feed of free LinkedIn and actually zero in on those target accounts that you're going after. So we assumed here sort of a mid-market kind of a account rep that might target 4 people at 50 target accounts. So that means you would have 200 people as saved leads. So if we use that as the benchmark, we can see that 80% of the people are below the target level for saved leads. It's not too good. Take a look at the next thing. InMail, another key feature of what people are paying for on LinkedIn Sales Navigator here. This is the ability to directly message anybody on LinkedIn without knowing their email, without being connected to them on level 1. We can see that 97% of those people are using less than 10% of their available possible InMail. So again, not a lot of usage going on there. And then the final thing we looked at what is the social selling index, or SSI score, of these 311 people. Now, we usually have a threshold of at least an SSI of 70 for people that have Sales Navigator, which automatically boosts your SSI between 5 to 8 points. So if we apply that to this particular company, who, by the way, is not a customer of ours yet, you can see that 86% of these people are below that recommended level. So in summary, this company is missing out on the full benefits of social selling, and they're pretty close to wasting a $300,000 a year investment in Sales Navigator. Now, why is that? Well, the reason why is because Sales Navigator is only addressing part of the entire social selling equation, and LinkedIn's own training really addresses the product feature part of it. So let's just walk through it. This is the Vengreso 6 steps to modern selling or digital selling. So the first thing that has to happen, you can see, is you have to change people's mindset. It's a new way of selling for most sellers, and you've got to start off with the why and get their buy-in before they're going to be committed to the how-to, which are the next 5 steps. Then once that happens, the very first thing you have to do is transform their LinkedIn profile. Number one, it gives them the confidence to increase their activity on LinkedIn, but the other reason is, if they're going to start generating more activity using Sales Navigator, that's going to drive more views, and you don't want to lose them at the first click-through because you have a weak, damaging, out-of-date LinkedIn profile. So we've got to the first thing to do is to get that profile upgraded. Then we get into actually find and engage people. This is the searching and begin to start a sales conversation with them. Then we help them grow their network, and then we help them feed it with the right kinds of content, because the average purchaser consumes 5 to 8 pieces of content from the winning vendor, and some of that has to come from the salesperson through the cycle. And then finally, we're going to take all those lessons 2 through 5 and weave it into a daily cadence, the standard operating procedures for a salesperson. Now, Sales Navigator only is playing in quadrant number 3. So again, if you don't do the whole steps and you just throw a Sales Navigator license at the feet of a salesperson, you really can't expect much, as we just saw on those earlier data points. So who is Vengreso? Well, Vengreso is a leading digital sales training and consulting company. In fact, the largest one in North America. We've transformed over 15,000 LinkedIn profiles and trained over 100,000 professionals to leverage digital and social networks. So if you would like for us to analyze your Sales Navigator usage report and you have at least 50 reps that are using Sales Navigator, we will gladly do it. Just send it to us at sales@vengreso.com.